Well then, welcome to a commentary of the A-League match between Tracer and JNails. I'm Mort, and I'm joined by my lovely co-commentator.
Hello, this is Cave.
I'm a rusty, has-been, never was, washed up kind of guy, so all the insightful commentary will be provided by Cave. So what are you thinking? I guess I know all these cards. There are no planet cards here. So
this seems like nice counterfeit open from Tracer, unless I'm missing something else.
5-2 should be trashing. There's also some pretty decent twos here on this board, so 5-2 being top by 2 cards. Pretty nice. And then on the 4-3, Shelters makes Transmog a bit weaker usually. Though being that there's decent twos, do you imagine you'll go for that?
Yeah, I don't know. That one's tough. It does feel a little underwhelming.
And the 3, probably silver city game, I guess. Yeah, I do want to put some of the 5s with Hunting Lodge. We do have some trashing, some draw to X with Hunting Lodge. Although Kemen's also pretty powerful draw, of course. Or Shepherd. Also like kind of a number with Hunting Lodge, I reckon.
Yeah, the Hunting Lodge is tough because you don't really have good draw to X payload here.
Right. Squire is not really it. Yeah. Trash immediately playing the Kemen the bots.
Yeah, a little sad to not find the counterfeit there.
You do get the gold on turn 3 for your future Kemens. Like, I reckon you'll buy one here. Right, so
yeah, this is a really odd board. Just trying to think about how you're going to draw here. I mean, I guess you just end up hopefully doing encampment stuff. I mean, the Shepherd draw just seems like so far away.
Yeah, so you counter it to thin, transmog, try to get rid of shelters, then have a small deck, hopefully, grab some encampments, but yeah. If you're hitting 3 or 2 encampments, then where's your other draw coming from? Pilgrimage seems also a bit slow. Not really that high value targets.
Yeah, nice big mint there. Although,
yeah,
what do we have in terms of econ left in this deck?
One, I guess JNails doesn't have gold. Yeah,
you can't really. So you just got to build back out the T-Mogs.
Yeah, you can't really mint copy your pasture. That doesn't work. T-Mog slowly up into silvers, I guess. Slowly work your way up, but yeah. It's gonna be pretty slow. The Tracer up to 3 encampments, I think. So they've been able to win split.
This isn't so bad with the. I mean, do you take the T-Mog the mint here to a gold? I mean, the thing is, mint's actually a pretty nice card in this deck, but it's also the quickest way to get your econ back up and be able to draw with encampments.
Right. So yeah, are there? I don't reckon we'll see a lot of stonemasoning here. It's not really that many cards you want a lot of, or actually can stonemason the mint at some point, but not if we're trying to finding right now. Yeah, Tracer up to plunder buying. Yeah, Tracer I think wants to see their kind of phase off now as possible to get rid of these coppers. Last few of them. There's only 3 left.
Blessed Village. What are we hoping for with Blessed Village there?
There's not really a lot of terminals.
I guess maybe just put a 4.
But...
Yeah, well, it's probably just you get the boon and then it's a T-Mog target.
Yeah. To make get the mint back to like be able to mint your golds, and then just have a deck that's like pretty tiny but also has a lot of gold. So you just buy single provinces. Like the buy on this kingdom is works village and counterfeit. I guess squire as well, but I don't think you want squire in this deck at all.
Yeah, it looks like he's going for the mint plan.
You want your few draw cards to be like as efficient as possible to buy the best amount of cards. Like have your encampments draw 2 relevant cards instead of some cards that don't really do anything.
I gotta say, JNails, that worked pretty well, the mint plan into building back up through T-Mog.
Exactly. Did they end up getting all 6 of their coppers? Did they set it up, or was it a bit fortunate? I guess they trashed our overrun estate, draw a copper, and yeah, I got another one with their city gate. Pretty nice. City gate also enabling a tiny bit of more reliability to have your gold in hand for your encampments. It's nice. So JNails did end up getting a stonemason.
Yeah, shepherd, I like having the stonemason in deck for this reason. This is quite nice.
All right, so you mint the gold and stonemason gold. Yeah. Now the pilgrimage.
The pilgrimage, I'm less sure of.
I mean, you now have a plunder, so if assuming Trajan doesn't buy the last 2 plunders with their counterfeit plus buy, you get to have plunder, blessed village. Do you ever want a second mint?
Yeah,
it seems kind of
seems bad, right? I mean,
like maybe second shepherd, like if you're going for shepherd, because he did transmog something into estate, not sure what. No, necro into estate, yeah. So JNails are solidly on the shepherd plan now. And Tracer also getting their first transmogrify now.
Tracer doesn't have many encampment targets.
So Tracer, I think, has got. He didn't buy a plunder, so 2 plunders and 1 gold.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Tracer has.
It would be pretty risky to play this encampment because
maybe
top
2 golds and 1 plunder. Yeah, that's just.
So sending both 2 encampments aside, and then JNails can grab those. It's pretty painful. Then JNails has 5 draw cards, or 4 to your 1. And you're not on shepherd yourself, so how's Tracer going to draw? By 1 shepherd. They bought last turn with stonemason. I guess they didn't quite buy it.
Yeah, this is a very unfortunate shuffle for Tracer.
Yeah. I mean, you did mention that it was quite risky with low amount of encampment targets or encampment hits. Just 3 of them in a deck of, what was it, like 10 to 12 cards maybe?
Yeah. So yeah, somewhat of his own making.
Still unfortunate, of course, but I think that puts JNails solidly in the driver's seat here.
Yeah, I think Tracer's buys on his last turn were a little greedy and not quite fit to his deck. I really wanted him to maybe add the remaining plunders at the cost of counterfeiting his gold.
Right. But so got stonemason, which is a dead draw, transmogrify, which is a dead draw in a turn, like the first turn, and this shepherd, which also like doesn't have that much to hit.
Yeah.
He did end up using the shepherd quite well, but only after setting aside both encampments. Because he drew the shepherd off the second encampment. JNails grabbing
So
both the remaining
JNails could
encampments.
have bought Pilgrimage there, right?
I guess so, yeah. Instead, he bought a single encampment. I guess he didn't have encampment in play, and he really wanted to empty that pile, I'm assuming. Like delaying the pilgrimage for one turn
Okay,
seems fine.
yeah.
Like denying the Tracer the encampments, like shuts off the that avenue of coming back for Tracer. It seems important.
Yeah, I missed that he didn't have encampment in play. That seems clear.
Still mentioning the pasture to get 2 coppers. To have this turn be slightly more.
Rather.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. To have slightly more payload, but yeah. Because then you have a 4 and a 6 with that 10 coins. You can probably math it out. To have the, I guess, a counterfeit fodder as well, because you don't really want to counterfeit your gold on your plunder at this point, and the pasture is probably gonna be a bunch of points, if given that you're shepherd drawing and don't hate estates. But yeah, it does gain a second counterfeit without. I guess I'm gonna be stonemasoning your estates and then counterfeiting the coppers off of that, because otherwise you don't have really many counterfeit targets at all.
I wondered about adding Hunting Lodge there as an Ursat's guide, just something to say, okay, if give myself a little bit more search space, chuck a hand in hopes of finding shepherd drawer. But...
Right, yeah. The JNails did add a Hunting Lodge, which he did use it at least once. The shepherd gonna draw it a lot. The shepherd, however, is not gonna work for much. Yeah. Shy of actually drawing that now. And JNails just happily trucking along, grabbing 2 promises so far. So yeah, solidly ahead, and I reckon it's gonna be real tough for Tracer to get back up to catch him. A single card
I don't really
plays.
see the path back for Tracer.
Like these naked counterfeit, so to speak. Also not really it. Yeah, JNails also has 4 of the 5 plunder, so also get ahead in that regard with the points. I think the one turn where Tracer like whiffed on the encampment hits was a turning point, but I think before that it was sort of less well set up to be able to convert their deck into the mid and end game. Not sure if they're like, if you don't hit a good mint in like before turn 10 and you have counterfeits, what should have been the right path into the later stage of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could argue that on turn 3, Tracer could have minted, killed 5 coppers, been down to a deck that was just counterfeit, counterfeit pasture copper. That gets you at least back up to silver. I mean, I don't know that that's better, but you're sort of in the same situation that JNails was, except you don't have a T-Mog.
Yeah, but then the T-Mog did really help JNails to like kickstart the economy after the mint, to be able to transmog the mint into a gold. And if you have only you're only 2 coins left in your deck, are getting up to transmogrify even to be able to do that. But yeah, it's a tough call to make on turn 3. I think it would have been very slow to mint there. And maybe there was a later opportunity to mint instead of something else. I'm not sure. Like, these players do keep the pace up. So I didn't catch everything.
Tracer undoes and then redoes what he had originally done.
Same thing. Steal the mint and the duchy. Just buying a bunch of duchies to be able to hopefully not fall too far behind in points and also have some shepherd fodder, but this hand is probably KO.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a resignation here from Tracer, given this hand.
JNails has
we'll see.
Like something of a functional turn. Which it does seem to be.
I guess Tracer has a T-Mog down, so he could.
Oh, okay. So you can
counterfeit into Hunting Lodge.
Jill is not even calling his transmogrifies anymore. Even though he did start with a Hunting Lodge in his opening hand, so he could like T-Mog some stuff, play some stuff that doesn't draw, then Hunting Lodge for a tiny bit of value, but not interested in that at all. Was JNails. Figured that the encampment and the encampments would be able to draw enough, which they did. Yeah, we're just shy of being able to gain and play the gold, but it should be plenty enough. Could even consider
hunting here. Surely we're short. We don't have enough buys.
We need at least 3 state gains, and then Shepherd is the next lowest pile. Apart from Duchy, but Shepherd's cheaper, so I guess Stonemason for Shepherd still, very much shy. At what point do you consider counterfeiting the plunder if you're assuming that the game is not going to last 2 more turns, I guess?
Yeah, so I guess this goes into Shepherd. Well, okay.
Opting to trash a Duchy instead of the counterfeit, even though the counterfeit didn't really do much the last couple of turns. I guess given just Tracer thought that if got a bit of the count, like I'm trying to say, if you're like already discarding 3 victory cards with your Shepherd, you don't really need the Duchy for the 4th discard. Because you could have top decked the copper and then trashed the counterfeit to Shepherd instead of the Duchy, but I guess as Tracer you need every single bit of payload, because your out is probably JNails leaving a sloppy leaving a pilot on the table, but I don't see it. This province is
seems unlikely.
Just single province seems like a losing proposition. Although he did also use Stonemason to get 2 more duchies, so 12 points gained. Well, 3 lost at the start, so +9. Buying a state here is like staying a claim that JNails is not going to have a full turn. Because if JNails is going to have a full turn, it's going to be able to pile out pretty easily if you click on a state, I reckon. I guess JNails still only has 3 buys.
Even if you don't.
I think JNails only still only has 3 buys.
Has T-Mogs down, right?
Right, so you can, yeah. That's fair. That's very fair.
But
should probably moving into the final game here. The final turn, I mean.
He also has Stonemason in deck, so there's lots of options if he can draw.
Yeah, that's very true. There we go. Contrast modifier to pile out duchies, and then only needs either 2 buys for Stonemasons for 10 coins, because then Stonemason Shepherd once, and then buy that Shepherd, or 3 buys and 6 coins, or gains rather. It should be pretty trivial from this point on.
In hand now.
There we go. As soon as Tracer sees JNails drawing deck, he knows enough. All right. Tracer. No, JNails. I'm very rusty. All right, well, going to game 2. All right, so there's Obelisk for some more points.
JNails with the player 2 win.
Yeah, very nicely done. a very quick silver buy. So he's already taking a look at a bunch of the board. So yeah, Tracer with a 2-5 again. Rather, it was a 5-2 last turn, but this turn, this game, doing Monastery Pilgrim. Yeah, Pilgrim getting a bunch of draw. And a Monastery for some trashing. And there's the Magpie battle is already going on. JNails with turn 2 and turn 3 Magpie.
Pretty easily draw here, and I think just build up to a giant horn turn.
Yeah, then you have to like use swamp shacks for your village or longship.
Probably play with a pair of longships, and then
yeah, of course, I'm more reliability.
Have several magpies. Swamp shacks draws a bunch. Draw the rest with Pilgrim.
Yeah. Yeah, Cycle Loot just gaining you a bunch of payload, so we really need to worry a lot about those.
Chalice not horrible here. Chalice, this is probably on the upper quartile of Chalice boards. I'm gonna say.
You think Chalice is one of the weaker loots?
Yes. You get it early. You get it early here, and then you've got. It'll help swamp shacks. It helps horn plenty.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be.
I'm not saying I would pick it from the pile, but
right.
It's not as awful as it often is.
Yeah, you usually want just a. Any treasure gets 3 instead. So we do see the third horn of plenty gained. JNails last turn. Tracer with a tiny bit of a dud with only 3 coins to get a silver. So yeah, I guess it's trivially easy to get a bunch of like differently named cards for horn given the stack of loot. So I don't really need to worry about which cards am I and which cards am I not gonna be able to like put in my deck for horn purposes. So there is a challenge.
What to gain here? I hate buying another magpie, but
there's magpies. Like I think 3 have been bought in the early game, and not very many have been gained at all. I guess you are putting a bunch of more treasures in your deck than normal with your second loot. So chances of magpie hitting a non-treasure are slimmer than often in the main games. So
timing of the Royal Blacksmith debt and horn there worked out nicely for JNails.
Yeah, although it did like get in the way of his monastery a bit. I think would have loved to be able to buy some cards and then monastery more than one thing. So not being able to buy like so, yeah, both upside and downside for the for debt. As usual for these players, pretty fast pace, keeping up. JNails currently does not have a village yet, but he does have a longship coming in and a magpie to find. I guess he's only got one other village. No swamp shacks have been bought yet.
I think one of these has to be a horn here for Tracer. Although, he does have one.
Yeah, but second horn is pretty good. Like if you're like turning it on every turn, then just not quite sure if it's actual exponentially increasing, but shouldn't be too far off. And missing on the village. Oh, I guess JNails does not have a village yet, does it? Tracer have 3 longships and JNails only 1. Does seem like it. Actually, only able to play one of his big draw cards. Sort of Pilgrim to set up his next turn a bit better. And then the second long ship also gained by JNails that turn. I wanted to play silver. Is there a reason for playing the second flute before the silver? I guess. Not sure.
You might just be killing those silvers.
Oh yeah, I forgot Monastery only gets to trash coppers from play, not any treasure. So yeah. It's not drawing his entire deck yet, so just to get silver's done its job. It's just serve this purpose. It's time to get into the trash area. So JNails now has 2 longships coming in. So yeah, we're gonna see JNails buy their 4th longship or gain their 4th longship to be able to have 2 in play each turn. No, it's gonna audible into the swamp shacks. So it's setting up with the magpie for next turn.
Not far away now.
Like one pile already empty. Magpie is horn plenty. Decently close. And so 3 for Tracer currently and 2 for JNails. So let's see if Tracer believes in that lowering the horn of plenty pile a bit further is safe. I reckon it is. I don't think JNails has that much ability to both like pile out the remaining horns, and also a 3rd pile. I reckon you would just want to get a bunch of horns to be able to pile out next turn, perhaps. How close away if you grab all the horns? I guess grabbing all the horns might be a bit risky because you only have 1 long ship coming in. So you have a magpie on top, but so Tracer also opting to put the shield on top instead of discarding it. So you discard it, you have a higher odds of getting a some more draw in your opening hand, but
well, also anticipating sword, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah. So yeah. Then the question is, would you rather have the shield in hand or 1 card deeper into your deck to be able to like discard a stock card and have slightly better odds of having a draw card in your opening hand, along with a village? So I don't think Tracer has a lot of villages at all. Only 1 swamp shacks, I think, and no further longships, I don't think. Alright, so now top decking the swamp shacks to be able to guarantee the village.
Do you also top deck Pilgrim here? Is that unnecessary? Or I mean, I think if you draw next turn, then you just win.
Yeah, so we'll just maximize that happening. So yeah, sculpting a hand of Magpie, Shield, Pilgrim, Swamp Shacks, and then card. I guess I'd rather have Longship in my opening hand than Swamp Shacks if I had to choose one to be my opening hand and one further in the deck. Throwing both in the opening hand could also be good. But yeah, you can't.
I mean, Swamp Shacks will draw 1.
Right, because your Chalice, Magpie, yeah, that's true. I'll turn the Royal Blacksmith. So 1 more horn and then the Blacksmith. So yeah, saying I've got enough money to be able to buy for depth, and then also some other stuff, and the Horn of Plenty is plenty to find out. So I think Tracer's got 6 horns now. JNails is 2. So Tracer draws deck, then 6 horns into promises. And then just have, yeah, I'm assuming he does have 16 coins at least. Buy the last one.
Does
so
this
JNails needs to like.
How far away are we on horns? Horns and tunnel here. If we spell scroll for horn.
Yeah. So 5 buys and 2 horns in the spell scroll. So spell scroll gains horn to have 3 horn effects. 1, 2, 3. I think you're short buys. So I think you need 6 total buys and you only have 5. I think you're 1 gain short. Yeah, 7 gains remaining. 8 tunnels left. Yeah, Tracer did take a moment in their last turn. Oh, actually, we're getting a staff, so yeah, with the staff.
Now we're there.
Very nicely found by JNails. Because yeah, you did see Tracer taking a moment on his last turn, probably calculating JNails' abilities to pile out. But either missed this or like perhaps banked on JNails not hitting more gain from the sack of loot, but JNails did, and is now up 2-0 in the match. Right, so new board, new opportunities, and for the first time this match, Tracer has a 3-4. So stockpile is always pretty powerful. What are you looking at here? For the 3-4 and the 4-3.
Tempted by Ray's stockpile, but I don't know if the Spice Merchant stuff is better.
Well, both players quickly opting for. Oh no, Tracer going raised Spice Merchant, skipping the stockpile for the first shuffle, opting to get on the stockpile pile. Second round buys. And JNails grabbing the stockpile and then using it to grab an early guildmaster. Get some favors for the Architect Guild to get some more gains up in here.
Very tricky board to play, I think. I don't know how you're meant to draw here other than stowaway, and that's only a temporary thing. Really tough to get any kind of village effect here.
Yeah, specialist as a throne room. That seems just about it. So how are playing multiple guildmasters? So their cantrips are raise and Spice Merchant. Able to like get more than one terminal played through the specialist. It's pretty hard to set up. So it's also quite tough to be able to sculpt your hand before your specialist, before playing your specialist. So Outpost getting some nice value here.
Specialist stockpile is still okay. But
yeah. Getting a bunch of favors here. So you can even with Guildmaster buy something, gain a favor, and immediately spend the favors that you didn't have, but now do have to gain some more cards. And then Architect Guilds spends 2 favors. You can just chain, if you have 2 Guildmasters played, you can just chain a whole bunch of stuff. Which you saw Tracer do just now.
Yeah, you chain a bunch of stuff, but it's a bunch of stuff that just doesn't quite go together.
Right.
It's all a little clunky.
Yeah.
But maybe having a couple big turns from stowaways is all you need. And then the board just piles.
Yeah, there's also see today for like if you ever not hit your outpost. On that, yeah. Let's see how this board develops, like what the end game decks are gonna look like, and how these players are gonna work towards a pile out or a victory of some other kind. So I haven't actually seen the players do this, but can you actually, like, for example, buy a 5, trigger Arctic Guild, gain a 4, trigger Arctic Guild, gain 3, and so on?
Yeah, Tracer actually did that on, I think, his last turn. He did the whole chain all the way down to raise.
Oh, did he?
He had a specialist on Guildmaster. Yeah, there we go.
And resign. So JNails deck not really coming together, it seemed like. Much too quickly for me to be keeping track of both their decks, but Tracers like took a bunch of turns and took some way more and longer turns than JNails, so that's usually things are pretty good for a player taking more game actions. So a quick game 3. Tracer taking their first victory in this match. Now on to game 4. Halfway.
Another 2-5 or 5-2 for Tracer.
It's a theme. JNails opening with Vassal Exorcist. Actually going to get it thin. Vassal, according to JNails, better than silver on this board. Yeah, enough ways to gain actions with Native Village and in perhaps. And Patron as well. Vassal Patron revealing. I guess you discard with Vassal, you don't actually reveal it, so that doesn't quite work.
Yeah, Wisp will reveal Patron, but
right.
But that's it. Spirits are the best draw here. Am I missing something else?
Not really. Not a lot of other draw. Native Village definitely not known for as a draw card. Although it can put a bunch of cards in your hand at one time. It's usually a long time coming. You're already up to a training potion both players, so some trashing already on the way. Some states turned into wisps and then into silvers. Yeah, exercising your coppers is like it works, but not pretty. Yeah, two native villages so far for Tracer. None yet for JNails. Didn't hit 2 yet. Opting to trust their silver into an imp. Probably misclicked on the.
Fortunate for Tracer there to find a native village off that vassal play. Be able to put the exorcist right back into hand.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. Getting to trash his final state even before opting for the imp instead, as well as JNails did.
So I was a little surprised here. JNails didn't just go. I was surprised on this order. I wanted to do the opposite there.
Right.
If you
play Vassal, or Will-O-Wisp
or
any other cantrip, you don't really need to toil. You don't need to spend the coins on toil. You can just play your altar. Yeah, so these imps draw a bunch of cards. Let's see what Trader's gonna do with like you basically buy any card on board other than province, but let's say cash for any engine piece. So you gotta turn this to some form of deck control.
JNails looking at the conspirator at home hand here. Engineer vassal.
Right, secret passage. Yeah, secret passage. Pretty good synergy with vassal. Still Tracer taking a moment whether he wanted to try some coppers to the tending post, keeping his estate around for exorcist, or whether he wants to just get rid of the estate and have one more coin in his deck. End up choosing to keep around the estate for exorcist to get another wisp at some point. Deciding with the one coin doesn't quite matter. This doesn't solve a first nomads getting bought. Plus buy. It is the only plus buy on this kingdom, not counting soil, of course. There are some gains with altar and we have to worm if we want to count that, but want to buy more than one card, more than one province. You need nomads for that.
I kind of liked killing the trading post there.
You want to grab a ghost?
Or an imp. I'm not even sure. I don't even think ghost is worth it. I just want more draw.
I guess you are able to set up your ghost with secret passage if you like, but I'm unclear whether that's even better than imping, even if you get to set up your ghost. JNails also trashing the silver instead of the trading post. Sequencing those will-o-wisps and vassals, threading them through each other, able to get full vassal value.
Yeah, wisp is spy. Wisp is spy for vassal is pretty nice here.
Yeah. You either draw a card or you draw it with vassal. It works. Last card seems to be second native village.
One annoying thing with extra. Yeah.
So if you want to get those 2 coppers in hand, you would have to in and discard 2 other cards, so doesn't seem worth it at all.
Mildly annoying that playing with exorcist here means you don't get to do the empty hand altar stuff.
Right. Yeah. Play all of your actions as worms and then get to gain something without trashing. But JNails does opt for the ghosts. The imp decides it's worth it. Get to see what he decides to set aside. Probably spends keeps one of the secret passages for later in the turn if he is able to, of course. He doesn't need to spend it. So mid-turn, gaining the in with the altar to set up this draw nicely. You have 1 action remaining, but that's not a problem for imp. So I guess you top deck imp, play vassal. I have top deck the seems risk. Yeah, I guess you know that imp's gonna hit, or the vassal's gonna hit because you top deck a bunch of actions, but yeah, if you know that your remaining 2 cards are in and wisps, you can afford to aim to do semi-blind vassal and know that you're not going to run out of your final action. Let's see if Tracer also gets rid of his trading post. It does not. Helps by nomads plus another 4, thanks to nomads on buy effect, and then trashing the silver. So
yeah,
I think
interesting
Tracer
contrast there. We get the imp versus ghost.
Yeah. I think Tracer has 1 copper remaining, and JNails has 3, one of which is in hand and 2 on the mat. So not getting in the way too much right now. Yeah, given like if you have a ghost now, then you can also not do the empty altar trick. Ends up trashing the nomads, so yeah, still has 1 nomads remaining with the plus buy, but once again, if you want to draw and play that, you have to like use your in. Trash it in instead. Opts for a single buy, and what's for the duchy? It's kind of surprising to me. What are you gonna like? Would have.
Yeah,
I would have expected.
I'm not sure what the duchy was about.
Yeah, well, I would expect these players to build out the decks more to be able to either be more redundant or have more payload to be able to get more points, but that's the duchy right now. We are not really close to piling out. Like the estates are going to be gone with Wave the Worm sooner rather than later, but
yeah,
it's not really.
Yeah, estates will go. I don't see what else is going anytime soon.
So yeah, you can like have the duchy as a way of like having like decent in discard, but any other engine piece just gives you more options than the duchy does, I think.
Yeah, agreed.
And also this like doesn't hit on your vassal. I'm sure JNails has got reasons. Maybe if he's planning to like if he thinks that whatever he's going to buy that turn is going to get fed to an altar or X6 next turn anyway, then maybe he'd rather lower the duchy pile by 1 than a different pile. Tracer now has 2 nomads, so 3 buys per turn, and JNails down to 1 because he ended up trashing his second one with altar in the previous turn. Which he's going to play with ghosts twice next turn, so next turn is good on buys, and then probably he's going to pick up another nomads to be able to have more buys in the turn after this one. Start something in.
Tracer adding 3 vassals and a ghost there. It's a lot of econ.
Yeah, I could figure that given your ability to like set up your vassals with secret passages and wisps, then they're always hitting, then they're not really costing you much, and it's probably most efficient payload on board available.
Maybe JNails is thinking that he can just exile duchies, pseudo-exile them.
Oh, with the native village, yeah. In that case, it's just 3 points, of course. By 3, I mean, not 3, but, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the thinking there is that you always have, he's got 1 native village. You can always just, use it as effectively a sanctuary.
Sure.
And just exile every turn.
Yeah, slowly creep ahead.
The patron experiment is over.
There's more imps for more draw. So currently the Exorcist, the only non-action card remaining in both these players' decks. So Vassal will always hit unless like the deck's empty or you, I guess Exorcist and Ghost as well, of course.
JNails has 1 ghost, yeah.
Yeah.
The run on Vassals has
did not.
The recent run on Vassals has really made the pile situation much different.
Yeah,
Still
so
limited on buys, but
yeah, but like with altars, so both players have one altar for nomads, and then a bunch of the action space, external space is not that wide, so can't really go
it really
nuts.
does anything meaningful.
What is anything meaningful?
Oh, the gatekeeper. I just
Hmm.
don't see that it,
Oh,
it's
right.
it's amusing, but
Hmm. Yeah. I think
stops Tracer from adding a non-ghost spirit this turn.
right. I guess it didn't really. I guess JNails gain and played it last turn. Didn't cost him any deck control. Like
Yeah,
didn't have to add any stop cards to his deck, but it did add some more economy with +3 coins in his next turn. And then with the added bonus benefit of getting in the way of Tracer's options. Yeah, no. Exiling a secret passage. So it does something, I guess.
yeah, it's not nothing.
Yeah, Facile hitting both times, of course. Well, yeah, of course, but it's pretty likely. They're not guaranteed. So let's see how he's gonna play this turn to set up his ghosts.
He could technically pile here, but I don't think he will be
I'm
able
assuming you're
to.
getting rid of your Exorcist here or not. Right?
Hmm.
Still once more Williams. Figure that given that you have altar, you don't need any more trashing, but like turning threes into imps. Is it like if the game's gonna get on for 2 more turns, then having playing an exorcist is a bit tricky.
I think we may have been short actions or money or something. I was
Hmm.
looking at nomads, alter into nomads, playing nomads,
Hmm.
exiling the remaining states, buying out nomads, but I think that was too ambitious. I don't think it was there.
Hmm. Yeah, 5 nomads is a lot. Need a bunch of buys, which I didn't think he did have.
Well, you gain, you alter for one, for
Hmm.
one of the nomads, and you get to the buys. I think you're just probably short actions or money.
Right.
But again, nomads kind of pile at two.
Hmm.
It only
Yeah.
costs two.
Yeah. Channels end up trashing a nomads to their altar instead to get 2 more coins. And then just double provinces to shut off the pile ending for Tracer. Because I don't think there's any way of Tracer both getting a points lead with double province plus 2 estates plus another point. Yeah. Perhaps there was an outside shot if there were 3 states remaining to get the points lead and then buy out nomads. He did have Ghost on nomads for a bunch of buys and money, but not quite enough. Yeah, I reckon we'll see some double province buys, some double province turns in the next couple of turns, and then.
I think you've got to turn this exorcist into a duchy.
Right. But it's not to tied up the score.
Okay.
So if
Well, that's
JNails
interesting.
now does double province plus duchy.
I kind of like to, yeah, you take the easy points there away from JNails.
Because how are you outscoring JNails as Tracer if JNails goes double province duchy
Well,
now?
that's a problem for later. I mean, at least you give yourself maybe, hopefully give yourself another turn.
Right. If you're just like saying if JNails has a full turn, I'm not winning anyway, so therefore JNails is not gonna have a full turn. Sometimes being is easy, like you can just like know for certain that your opponent is gonna dud because otherwise you lose anyway. It makes the decision a lot easier. It does not look like JNails is dudding. He's got a whole bunch of cards to play. It's in his hand. So JNails probably also calculating what can go wrong. Is there any ruled, like what's the play in which Tracer has no outs?
Yeah, I mean, I think as JNails here, I think you can get the double, right? I don't know what's in the discard, but you can add a nomads, which is adds 4. Assuming you can play it.
You got the double last turn, but I guess it was including some gatekeeper coins.
Yeah, we had last turn. We had gatekeeper and we had a ghosted vassal.
Right. Because maybe that's what Tracer ended up deciding, that JNails was not able to double province duchy. Because if JNails single provinces in duchy, I guess province double duchy, that in its turn loses to Tracer's double. Yeah, so I guess that's JNails in the bind, because if you take one province, then Tracer can probably double province duchy. Because Tracer does have 16 coins in the deck,
well,
I think.
Well, keep in mind Tracer had ghost into nomads last turn as well.
Alright. So yeah, perhaps it was important to set up Ghost on a payload card with Secret Passage for both the players, but not sure if they could have played in such a way, whether that was just not in the cards, but
I think it's JNails here. I think they just set things up and maybe
so just buy a bunch of duchies, or
yeah, I mean buy two duchies is safe. It's 2 duchies safe.
I mean, you need to be able to beat double province, right? I think, or does Tracer also not have enough coins for double province?
Yeah, see, I'm skeptical. I don't think I'm playing around double. So if I'm not playing around double province,
Might as well take one.
province.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Interesting spot. Both these players could like alter, make these calculations a bit. Have an added layer. Right, so now the ability to set up the ghost with the secret passage. Probably the vassal then. Size on the gatekeeper. Ghost and gatekeeper doesn't really do much. Right, so vassal. So want to use the vassal instead of. I guess if you buy two like some point cards and then one single action, you also set up your ghost that way. Then you have to buy nomads, I guess. I guess you could just nomads plus province.
This is clever. At least putting the imp down there.
Right. So you want to. Should you buy? Yeah, just double duchy or maybe single duchy. Can you afford a double duchy? Is that safe? It seems safe.
I don't think it's safe. Well, double's fine. Sorry, triple's not.
Yeah.
Unless you feel like offering the tie.
Right. Yeah, so decides that playing the vassal this turn.
Which is why I kind of liked I liked putting the vassal on top. Just vassal on top and double duchy.
Yeah, I could have even not discard the imp and just buy nomads plus province or something like that. Hit nomads off of ghost. But the Secret Passage still hits the imp with the ghost.
Yeah, either one of those is fine. I mean, not actually sure which one I'd prefer.
Regardless, deciding that the added reliability of not letting through the dark card is more important than the money for nomads. Something like that. She did he did green a whole bunch, of course. Although JNails is more reliable than Tracer because he's been setting aside a bunch of green cards this entire game. Tracer has all of those in his deck still.
Tracer very close here too.
And did not draw deck, but did.
Nice.
Alright.
Okay.
Nicely done by Tracer
so
there. Also
double that she was not safe.
Apparently not. So Tracer also with a second player victory to tie up the score. Into game 3, game 5. Right. Let's see, Architects Guild again. This time with contract as liaison. So no change with the Guildmaster as in game 3, I think it was.
Some interesting options here with the transport and overlord, but I'm not sure that's. But unfortunately, I don't see many compelling targets for overlord.
Right. Yeah, you do get to circumvent the depth in that way, but
some fun stuff with quartermaster and trail, I guess, if you wanted to, again, if you needed like a cool village effect and wanted trails in your deck, but it's just how are you drawing here? Which I guess all leads me to liking Cage.
So I haven't played with Cage yet. It seems like just some temporary thing. I'm assuming that is not optional. Like the trashing.
Yeah, I mean, you could just, I guess you could just put quartermaster on top, or let's see, we can play. We can just put. The question is whether you put one quartermaster on top or go for like 2 overlords and then play them as. Tracer going for the expand.
Yeah. JNails not immediately, JNails just buying the overlord, get 2 of them for about 1.
This is a fun contrast. I'm glad we got to see these 2 lines.
Yeah.
And the quartermaster trail stuff is fun, but I guess it helps in too. Later you can does in and trail in your deck is nice.
So now JNails playing both of his overlords as quartermasters. Buys another one. But once the trails run out, then what are you going to do with your quartermastered overlords?
You just gain estates and then the game's over.
All right. Yeah, if overlord runs out, trail runs out, that's fair enough. There's only 1 more top power remaining at that point. Tracer with an actual quartermaster in play instead of those fake ones with overlord. Opting not to go for the third Quartermaster. Let's discard those estates first to be able to repay some debt, and then also get his expand going. Railroad trails, yeah. Carrying trail into trail. So yeah, a very quick game this is gonna be. Players jockeying for position to be able to cut on top with more points.
Is this jeweled egg here?
Apparently so. Oh, no clue what it does. Oh, it just turns into a loot when you trash it.
Which is at worst a nice expand target.
Given that like you got a bunch of like these quartermasters in play, I'm assuming both players want to fleet at some point. Because one buy to be able to have an entire extra turn with quartermasters in play seems pretty worth it. But yeah, you want to probably delay it as long as possible to build more before you commit to it.
Yeah, Ellen is fine in chat wondering about cage versus egg. I think just given how much trashing Thinning Tracer has already done, the egg makes a little more sense to me.
Treasure had expand on turn 2, so
also, cage, you get cage, and then quartermaster gains an estate, and you can you immediately trash cage. Maybe you want to do that, but what else are you gaining with all of your quartermasters?
Right. Supply with all the coppers. Probably buying a card. Oh yeah, currently 5 points of 4.
Yeah, so there's a fleet buy.
State running quite low.
Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. The cage, like you immediately undo it.
Yeah. Next turn, you have a bunch of coppers in hand, but what are you gonna do with those?
Okay, I guess yeah, you just cycle them, right? Just roll. JNails playing with his Ursat's crypt here.
Yeah, we all know that how JNails is with crypts. Lost buggers. Yeah, JNails not having enough money for fleet that one turn. Have to buy a cage. I guess both players are running pretty low on actual coins in their deck. They both do have expands now to gain some expensive stuff with trails, but
Tracer with 3 expands, JNails with 2.
Yeah, but JNails does not have the loot from Jewel Egg, so and you can't really expand a trail into a fleet. That's not how it works. So JNails needs to find another way of generating enough coins. There's also not really a good overlord target just to get a bunch of money. I guess you can gameplay a gold with like expanding a trail, but you need to be able to draw your deck for that. I don't think JNails is capable of doing that currently. grave rolling a trail. Getting an in. But yeah. Not a lot of drawing these decks. Still, again,
Yeah,
not hitting
draw was
5.
always going to be a struggle here.
Yeah, just 4 points here, so. Ends up trashing a state after gaining all of them. Quartermaster, but also a duchy for some points. Yeah, Tracer having the fleet here seems like a pretty large advantage, as well as the money he has from the jeweled egg trash into the goat. Able to get a province here. Bit of a points lead.
I don't know what I think of that.
Repaying the remaining of the debt.
I don't know that I like getting rid of an expand in your deck.
But expand with these
maybe
trails can like get a bunch of stuff, but do we know who has a grave robber? I'm assuming Tracer does, but
JNails has a grave robber in exile.
From the he transported it once and then didn't end up grabbing any. Alright, JNails now up to 5 points if he expands its cage or expand. Which he does. Yeah, this fleet's too important. So, yeah, getting a cage here. Yeah, in also with a very nice synergy with the trails. Both players now also grabbing some amount of fishing village to get some, I guess, some economy, because you don't really need it for the action space, right? With your ins as well already.
Yeah, it's very interesting standoff with the quartermasters and keeping 5 cages in the supply, for example, not touching, not lowering things to where between the two set aside quartermasters things would pile.
Fishing also just like if you don't want anything, you just can grab silvers and put them and keep stacking them onto the quartermaster.
Yeah.
But it's not really where you want to be. Slowly working up these estates into duchies. Duchies also getting decently low. And still not entire debt paid off for Tracer. Yeah, these stacks have become decently bloated with some green cards and still some coppers remaining because like expanding coppers is really slow. So yeah, we're also a fast start with all these quartermasters into like transporting overlords, quartermastering these trails. But as soon as the trails run out, these decks were I wouldn't call it crashing and burning, but slowing down a whole bunch. At least like 7 on breaks.
What are these fishing villages doing?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. I do not have the answer to. Yeah. I don't think you need the action space. Like 10 actions isn't plenty, but like, is it even better than silver? Like, it does give 2 coins over 2 turns.
Yeah, but that was my question. Like, there's something appealing about having the silvers, like you said, piling up on quartermaster. Gives you some money flexibility more than I think you get with fishing village.
Right. Trashing a state, opting not to go for the duchy because it's too scary, perhaps. Playing the cage, just getting out of your deck, and then maybe setting aside a 0 card and buying a province. Is that what we're going to do? Trying to make a dent in this point deficit. I guess if you like set aside 4 coppers, then you're gonna get a victory point at some point, and then have your next turn a bunch of copper in hand. Buying the in now. What are you even shuffling back?
Just I mean, it's JNails. You're just hoping to collide expands and grave robbers with stuff enough to catch up on points, and then hopefully have decent fleet turn.
Some amount of like ins as well to be able to expand those ins into provinces, but yeah, Tracer finally hits a hand with his prize go to get some amount of money, finally pay off the debt and also buy some points. Yeah, Tracer wants to just lower these duchies as fast as possible before JNails can catch up. Yeah, opting to not discard the trail to in. It's trashing the grave robber, but then if JNails is going to gain duchies, then you also need to grab some amount of provinces. Yeah, grabbing the expand just after you grave rob. Right, piling out, so JNails making a wager.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably the only possible winning line for JNails.
Right, just have both players fleet and then hope that Tracer whiffs on his province and you get there. Well, Tracer did whiff, it seems like.
Which indeed is what happens. But
so JNails has to.
Yep. He's got silvers on.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Very nicely found for JNails.
Actually doubles, which is.
Should rub it in some more. Right. Very nice. So squeaking ahead once more into the final game.
Silver on quartermaster. That was the trick all along.
Yeah. All right, some cursed gold. A bunch of cards I don't know, so I'm gonna need your help here. Sea Pennant, What Village, Hasty.
So let's see, Tracer can open. Oh, what do you open here? Do you like Highwayman, maybe? Interesting.
JNails opting not to play the cursed gold. I guess develop as the only way of getting rid of your curses. That's losing, does it?
I think this is a really interesting curse gold board because I feel like it's one of those where it is not at all obvious if the curse is worth it.
Right. It's like developing your curse is really slow.
If your JNails and you just collide, if you're able to develop with curse gold like that, then
right. The Highwaymen helping out Tracer here, not having to take a curse from their curse gold. Nicely found. And JNails on their way developing these estates.
Yeah, I mean JNails is just cruising here.
Yeah, way ahead and trashing, and like Tracer got a Puka, but I really need to collide your Puka with the crossroads to be able to do a whole lot with your turn. With your Puka, the cards you draw from Puka. Yeah, JNails colliding the develop and the curse gold to be able to immediately gain the Highwayman, as well as a stowaway.
And the stowaway, yeah.
It's just... And then also, I think that turn you also got to place crossroads to be able to play both this terminals. Oh, actually, I got them immediately. Right. Oh, never mind. So no, I just played a Highwayman and didn't do anything else on turn 4, but still pretty powerful stuff. And then here, yeah, Tracer forced it. Like just terminally play the Puka. Did not find his crossroads, and no wealthy villages gained for either player yet. So one crossroads, the only village player. Yeah, feeling need to play the curse gold for a second curse. Yeah, now with 4 junk cards remaining, estates and curses, and curse gold as well if you count that one. While JNails already down to one single state. Not looking too hot for Tracer here. Yeah, JNails now colliding the crossroads with the terminal draw, which is of course way better for him. The last state is gone. Yeah, be able to play those stowaways without spending actions, thanks to gaining the third stowaway. To able to have this hand also draw a bunch of cards before.
Yeah, this is just
anything else.
This is just brutal for Tracer.
Yeah.
And looking very, very smooth for JNails. You should be able to get Wealthy Village here, I would assume, is the plan.
Yeah, also getting on the way on these coppers with Puka, the trashing of him. Trying to want to develop next turn. Getting the puzzle box. Yeah, so even more ability side of the Haven to like sculpt your next draw to be even more reliable. Drawing even more cards thanks to Tracer getting that stowaway. So drawing a bunch of cards here.
Prize Goat is a glimmer of hope for Tracer.
Yeah. A decent way of getting rid of these curses, hopefully. But
yeah.
It might be too little too late. We'll see.
Yeah, I think so.
Tracer now on 3 curses and only 1 estate. 3 curses is a lot of curses in your 15 card deck.
Maybe if Tracer finds Puka here with the stowaways and the Wealthy Village.
Now being able to draw deck, play all of his actions. It's going to be tough for Tracer to come back.
Maybe. Okay. Interesting. Jules triggering that.
Let's say that Tracer is going to win this game. What does that look like? What needs to happen for that to be the end result?
I mean, I wouldn't. I guess I wouldn't rule anything out, but I think JNails would have to fumble it from here.
Okay. So you're saying assuming JNails just plays solidly from here on out, doesn't leave an opening, should be able to run south to victory. Well, write it out is maybe a bit too passive, but
yeah, I can't even think of a combination of loopholes that would that would sway things back here.
Yeah, these stowaways just make you so reliable, as well as the hasty Wealthy Village, as well as the Haven, and also the the puzzle box that he has. JNails does. That together means like things have to go real weird for JNails not to be able to play a good turn. Yeah, as well as Highwayman, of course, drawing 3 more cards. And this just being able to develop these loots into provinces. Like to be able to keep gaining Wealthy Village without getting too much stop cards in your treasures. Yeah.
Yeah, and this pendant really paying off. Just sword to boot.
Yeah,
I kind of want another Highwayman,
coins, so.
But
just constantly not even gaining points, just building, just getting more loot. So every Wealthy Village you gain is one less opportunity for your opponents to gain one. So JNails gets the remaining of the Wealthy Villages, and they're just gonna get a hard time of getting enough payload to be able to outscore JNails in late game. Yeah, Tracer Stowe is also slightly off kilter. Like 3 this turn, 1 the next. While JNails are nice 2-2. Not sure if that's gonna end up mattering at all, but usually something to keep in mind with these duration draw cards. Usually you want them to be evenly balanced. Yeah, JNails not really didn't even like make any real decision, like real like just clicking his draw cards, clicking his villages 1/1 and almost draws his deck off just that. Just like 2 stowaways, a highwayman, some about the villages. That's almost enough to have their entire deck in hand, so. Oh, that pennant was a bit too quick. Quick in the draw there. And sword also attacking as well. Even more gains.
Like JNails will edge ahead the all-time league series between these two was 9-9 coming out of this game. They actually hadn't played since season 46.
Right.
It was the first league match between the two of them. In what is that? Over 2 years?
I reckon it is, yeah. So that was like the matches won in like A League. There was also like a dime a dozen, but this is what's about. This is like was a bunch of the line here. Way more than simple league points. Yeah. 36 here, like the Professor 2. Like JNails should be easily able to pie that next turn, so that's probably gonna be all she wrote.
So yeah, I mean Tracer to even secure a tie needs okay, so we want tie is unlikely, we can trash the curse. So that's 4 duchies, 2 provinces is what we need.
Yeah, it's got 12, 13, 19 coins in hand. I like quick counts, but I might be missing. 18. No, off by 1. But yeah, definitely not off to double province plus quadruple duchy. But yeah, and JNails has got 7, at least 7 cards coming in, as well as a cool castle of villages. So yeah,
Tracer's pretty bi-capped too.
Right, just only 3 loots, one of which didn't even get him a plus buy. Did get him some more money, some more paid up to the gold from the doubloons, but yeah. Not enough, and I'm assuming JNails just about has it already. Yeah, there we go. This should be plenty. Playing a bunch more cards, just clicking cards, but yeah. It's more than enough here. So secured it 4-2 victory. So he did need some points to be able to get a higher placement in A League. It's the 3rd match so far. But it's a good match for him.
The Tracer finishes the season 13-17, and we'll see if that's enough to keep him in A.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be it. Thank you for hanging out in chat for those who followed live. Thank you for watching for those who to be on YouTube. And perhaps I'll be around. Perhaps I'll make a new video and further half year. All right. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you.